So just little things like that to pay attention to as well played otherwise. Here, let's go from here anyway, because I want to take a look at this the bowing thing. I'm too aware of where there's a phrase in the mark. It's not bowing, but da 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 da. I hear too much of that. So let's just see if we can fix that. And then we'll take a look at one of the other things. If I sing that to you just like that, I don't think you'd be very satisfied. So see if you can put with the bow speed that we're talking about, some changes a little bit of the vibrato. Maybe just a little bit of time. It's tiny. When I'm talking about time now, give me some shape.
Right now, the bowing, or how you're dividing the bow, is dictating the shape of the phrase, and it should be the other way around. So however you want to sing the line, however you want to shape it, shouldn't affect how it comes out. The bowing should just accommodate that. Whether it means you got to negotiate your bow a little bit, your bow speed, then that should accommodate the line as well. Just as important as the main. So make sure you're activating it. And if you can try to get a little wiggles even on the separate notes, I think also will help. Right there.
Yeah. Now don't overdo all of it. It's everything but the kitchen sink is sort of thrown in. Just a little bit. You know, intonation aside, as we always have to practice, it was actually quite beautiful what you did. So that's just asking for that little extra.
outsider could break it.
I don't know if you always, he's talking an awful lot about violin playing
I-
over these 3 decades, so.
I love what you did, and I admire your playing. I would just say, as we strive to broaden the palette of sounds that we can get out of an instrument, and to use that to make the music have much more breadth and expression, one of the things that we need to find is a way to vibrate differently for all these different reasons, you know. And I really like the effect of your vibrato a lot of times when you're trying to get a brightness out of the sound, but sometimes I want more depth when you're trying to get a more cantate sort of an effect. And I would just invite you to look to the last joint of your fingertip and see if you can get some more flexibility in that. And also think about, from time to time, about vibrating not above the note, but above the pitch, but a little more below the pitch, which will give it a deeper kind of a quality. It's not to say that anything you're doing is wrong. I just think you could broaden the palette a little bit. And as time goes by, that's what we call maturity, you know. And you're right on track. Just keep looking for the ways to make, and then also to find a way to vibrate less conspicuously, but over a longer frame of notes, so that we have a little spinning of the sound while you're passing through notes, rather than waiting until you'll come to rest on a note and then really giving it a lot of jazz. It's just to be able to adapt to every demand that the music makes of us.
The amount of flesh that you use also, sometimes flattening the finger will give you a certain kind of vibrato too, especially at high. So not always at the tip will be the best, and that's probably why it's a little bit tight too.
I noticed, by the way, when you reach up for a high note with your third finger, which of course we always think, well, third finger's just the better note to vibrate on, or better finger to vibrate on, but when you reach the finger up, it comes to the string a little flatter, and then you get a real juicy vibrato. When you reach with the fourth finger, you tend to poke your wrist out a little more and put the finger really on its tip, and then the vibrato it seems too narrow. So that's something to see if you can find a way to make the fourth finger sound a little more like the third sounds. Not that it'll ever quite make it. We always struggle with the sound of our fourth finger vibrato, but that's what we're aiming for.
I think something to think about a little bit as well. As I watched you play, I also greatly admired the simplicity of the way you address the instrument. It's uncomplicated, and there is not a whole lot of sort of extraneous movement. You're a very efficient player. And if you watch our quartet playing, I think you probably agree that we tend not to move unnecessarily. We're also pretty functional. It's greatly admired, and it's one of the reasons why I think you're so successful in playing so well. But I would say that I spent most of your performance watching what you were doing with your eyes. And it was very interesting to me that you watched your fingers quite a lot, and you were otherwise, I think you might have looked somewhere around about the second row here. But you only very fleetingly glanced up here at the camera, I think, and otherwise, you never got your eyes really above there. And that is something I would say about your sound and the core as well. It never really got back here. I mean, I worked hard, and I heard a lot of great detail, and I think you heard a lot of compliments, and very, I think, very helpful commentary. But I would say that if you could get your ears back here a little bit and listen to what is coming out of your fiddle, I think it will help you to frame a lot of what you've heard by way of suggestions from my colleagues. I think we're asking you to get outside a little bit of this cocoon that you've built around yourself, and really it might help you slow down, it might help you find more space in between the notes. And I think we'll also encourage you to take more time, when you're doing some of these bow changes, this sort of lickety-split stuff that goes on in this very unique concerto, really. So anyway, get your ears up and out.
Great, thank you very much.